if after the session you need the video, I can still find a way to get it across to you. As I've said, I'm monitoring the comment section. I've muted everyone for now so that we can have a clear presentation, and then we can continue. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Um, can everyone see my screen? Please, if you can see my screen, just type Y in the comment section so that I know we're on the same page. So I've shared my screen right now, and the slide on the screen says supporting schools and learners with effective learning classroom tools. Okay, I can see. Okay, two people can see. Okay, so I believe Miss Jessica and Mr. Faisal can see. So that means a lot of people. Okay, Adam too can see. So thank you very much. So online classroom. So I'm going to start the session. I've timed myself, and immediately after this, just before the demo, I'm going to unmute and we're going to have a conversation. So right now, before I continue, I hope the lockdown is not too harsh on anyone. Fortunately, I have a mini studio in my house, so that's why I have this, and then I have the background. Hopefully, my kid wouldn't wake up. So if 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 she wakes up, you hear some baby cry. Just try to ignore it. Anyway, my name is Ahmed Idris. I'll introduce myself from the company called Steamledge Limited. And the essence of today's session is to discuss with school owners, teachers, instructors, providers, administrators about how can they um, bring about online classroom, scenario in this situation. So our assumption is when we discuss with some schools just before just before the COVID-19 came to Nigeria, people were thinking, okay, this virus is not in Nigeria. We already have our conventional schooling system, which is very okay. The online classroom, I kind of like it, but we're probably not there. And unfortunately, the COVID-19 came to Nigeria and the government ordered that schools needed to shut down. A lot of the schools haven't covered their syllabus, which which means they had to rush, they had to give assignments or they give videos and the students just watch it in their own time. And that doesn't work. The reason why that doesn't work is a student needs to be in a routine-based environment to learn. He needs to know that, okay, I have a class from 9 to 9:30. I have maths from 10 to 10:30 on Tuesday. That makes him get in the mindset of having of going to do math. So he still needs that, that structure, that kind of rigid structure to properly learn. There are some exceptions. Some students actually, are very, very self-motivated and they can do a lot of work on their own, but that's not the majority of that. So the online classroom that we have tried in some schools and it's working effectively is exactly what we're going to show you now. And then thank you to the school, Sweet Haven, for allowing us to use some of the content that you created in the classroom. So I'm going to move on now. So the online classroom. So the overview of an online classroom is basically a teaching and learning environment where teachers and students can present course materials, engage and interact with one another and work in groups. So what this particular platform does is it allows two-way interaction. So the schools, so the students are working from home, just like we're having this webinar. It's something similar, but then there's a forum where they submit assignments and it helps you with a lot of the analytics that we're going to do. Some classes use this similar kind of setting to actually hold, and which is fine, but a lot of students have certain problems with some few platforms. So we've tried a lot of platforms, and we're gonna come along. So we're gonna come along with a demo in 5 minutes now. So I'm gonna take a pause. I'm having a lot of connection. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pause. So someone is saying that it's not hearing me clearly. Someone is saying there's an echo. Someone is saying there are gaps in sound, so I'm only getting some of what you're saying. All right. So I've made some adjustments. So if you're still having the same problem, please let me know. So adjustments have been made. I'm just waiting. So microphone has been adjusted. Please, if you still can't hear me properly, or if you still have echoes, let me know. Okay, one person is saying it's much better. Okay, that's much better. Two people, three people, that's much better. Okay. So what I have just been discussing is just the reason why we need this. So I'm gonna move ahead in actually showing, sharing my screen on a typical um, on a typical use of online classroom, and we found out that the Google Classroom is actually very, very effective. And what we realized is the free package is what is limiting, but we have gotten the enterprise package that has all the functions, and we're going to help a lot of schools. A lot of schools are going to leverage on that package that we already have so that they get all of the packages. So right now, I'm going to allow Adebayo to share his screen. So when he shares his screen, he's just going to talk us through a typical school. So what he did is he set up a full school and have some classes and everything. So if we watch carefully, he's gonna talk us through the whole system, and as soon as he finishes, we would pause the session and entertain questions. And then if we don't understand some things, we go back. As I said, there will be a recording of this whole session at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go to my settings and allow Adebayo to share his screen. Okay, so I need to unmute Adebayo. Hello everyone, my name is Adebayo, and welcome to our Google Classroom distance learning demo. Okay, so I hope you see my screen. Here, I just have Google.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? If I'm audible enough, can you just signify with a Y on the chat boxes? All right. So here I have a little demo of the Google Classroom. So the Google Classroom is, like Mr. Ahmed said, a platform for interaction between the teachers and the students. So as always, we'll start by typing in classroom.google.com. Okay. Coming in here, so we can see our demo classes here. We have a flurry of classes already created here. We have a demo grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, all the way to grade 8. Okay. So I just created this classes as a demo. We actually have other schools that are already on board. So you can see the classes here. You can see about 36 students are already joined here. See here about 63. So we have a lot actually. So let's access this demo grade 1. So the name of the class is demo grade 1. The teacher is Mrs. Judith. And as you can see now, we have no students within the classroom. Okay, so I click on that. Okay, so next we can see that the first thing we are greeted with in the classroom is a tab called stream, next tab called classwork, next tab called people, and the last one is called grades. Okay, so we're going to individually look through these tabs now. The stream tab is just the tab where you see the whole actions that the teacher and the pupils have made. So here you can see that I, Draco, have posted a new material here around 11:51. I also posted these ones here. If you can follow the mouse, this here is like a book, right? It shows that it's a material, like a classwork. This one here has a question mark showing that it's a question. So I'm asking them a question. So I am simulating a teacher here, okay? And here I've created another material here, which I said, and then the last one here is an assignment, okay? So this stream will just give us a summary of the whole activities going on in the classroom, all right? So we move on into the classworks area. So I click on it here. And here you see that I've already pre-created some classworks, okay? So I structured it out based on the topics. So I can reorder the topics as I want. So I did it like this: first period, second one, there's a video recording here, and finally an assignment. I will actually take us all through creating this afterwards, all right? So say I want to reorder this. I want the first one to come here and this one come here. It's just a simple drag and drop. So I can drag this here and drop this here. Okay, so now you see it's saved, and now second is number 1 and the first is number 2. But the first one is actually the introduction. So I'm turning it up here. Okay, let's go back to classworks. Okay, so it's all good now. All right, so the next tab is the people's tab. Here you see that the teachers is only me. So I'm the only teacher here now. And then the students cannot come online because we haven't yet invited them. If you read here, it says invite students or give them this class code being ZYR5DWB. This same class code is under the streams here. So if you come here, you see class code. If I maximize this, you see it, ZYR5DWB. So I'm just going to copy that now. Okay, Control, let's copy, right? And then we have finally the grades. So after the students does the assignment, the grade works, the grades will come here. But so here we don't have any students interacting with us yet. So now I'm going to simulate a student interacting with this class, all right? So in summary, the teacher will see this, first of all, the stream, showing the summary of everything they've shared within the classroom. There's a classwork area showing the activities shared also. There's a people showing the teacher's name and then the list of the students within the classroom, and then the grades area. All right? Okay. So now we'll go into a new, let me just use a new tab here. So I'll type in classroom.google.com. Okay. Okay, I type that into the search engine. So click on this, classroom.google.com. Okay. So it's still bringing me back into the same page as the teacher because it's using my email address. In order to simulate the students here, I have like a demo account here called studentparent9@gmail.com. So I'll select that one. So now I've come in here as a student, and it's showing me here that this is an empty classroom, okay? They said don't see any existing classes because I've not yet joined any classes, okay? So I'll have to follow this arrow here. It says create or join your class. So if I come here, click on this sign, it says join a class or create a class. I don't want to create a class, I want to join one. So I'll click on this, and it's asking me for a class code. That same class code that we copied from the teacher's stream here. ZYR5DWB. So I just copy that again, and come onto the student's own. Join a class, and I click paste here, and then I click on the join. Yes, and now automatically we can see that it shows us the classroom. So I've now automatically joined in as a student. If we go back into the teacher's own profile and we come back to people, it should show that I've joined as a student here now. Right. So someone else has also joined using that class code. I can see because we have my name, student parent, and we have Skedi Kabaka. So thank you, Mr. Skedi Kabaka, for learning the demo and actually interacting with the demo. Okay. So let's go back to our student homepage. So here as a student, I'm seeing everything the teacher posted. Okay, under the same stream. If you come back here into the teacher's own stream, we can see that the same thing is shown in the stream for the teacher is the same thing it's showing here for the student. Once again, teacher, student, same thing. Okay, so now I'll come to classwork, and then you can see that the same thing I structured as a teacher here in the classwork. The first period, second, the is being also first period, second video understanding. So now we'll attempt to actually do something within the classroom. Okay, so I'll click on introduction, and it asks me to view material. So I'll click on the document. So it takes me to another tab where the teacher has already fixed this document up saying, please introduce yourself. So it says, hello guys, kindly introduce yourselves by name in the space below. So this is like a little introductory lesson, okay? So I'll come here. You can only view. So it says here that we can only view this document, and I need to ask the owner for edit permission. So I will request edit permission from the teacher, which is me. So first of all, I'll return to the teacher's portal, click on introduction, Google, and now I'm opening the same document, okay? So you can see here as a teacher, I can actually edit it easily, but I have not yet given the students permission to do so. So in order to do that, I will come here and say share, and say yes, this is the topic, and I share using the email address of the student, which is student, let's make sure it's our email address. So the student address is studentsparent9@gmail.com. Great. So I'll come here and I'll give the students access. So share studentsparent9@gmail.com. Brilliant. So it says sending. And it only takes a few seconds, and then it will notify me that it's been sent. So then the student will be able to edit the document. Okay. So while we give that a little bit of time to run, let's go back into student view and check out the remaining things. So under the classwork, we have all this here. Under the people, as I said, we have the teacher, and my classmate is Sadiq Abakar. Okay. So let's see if it has finished grant us access. So server error. Okay, let's try that again. So set server error. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm trying to share it with myself, and let me also share it with Abakar, who is also online. So let me see Abakar's, okay. So let me just get Abakar's, yes. So let me just get Abakar's email address so he can also edit the documents. So let's get Abakar's email address. Okay, Abakar has left us. Okay, so let's just continue. So I share it with myself here. I'm done. Share. Okay. So now I come back into students, classwork, introduce yourself. It's opening. You are currently students. Magically now I can edit it because I've been granted access. So I'll say my name is Adebayo Awofile. So this is very crucial so that the students don't give their co-students the same assignments to be able to edit. So I only gave me, that particular student, access to edit this document so that they won't give maybe their lesson teachers at home or someone else to help them edit, okay? I can make this free, like anybody can edit it, but just like in the schools, you want the kid to actually do the assignment his yourself. So this option is very available. So it's here. It says here, students here. So that's all. So I've edited it here, and then let's go back into the teacher's classwork. We'll come to grades. So okay. So under grades, it shows that I'm the only student here. I have not yet submitted my assignments and then the other class activity here. Okay, so let's just streamline this and I'll answer the whole questions here, and then we'll see what happens in this teacher's demo. Okay, so we're done with this one. Introduce yourself, which I have introduced here. So I can easily close this tab. Then I come into the second lesson. It says, can you answer multiple choice questions? So it gives me options. Yes, maybe, not sure, no. So I say, yes, of course I can answer multiple choice questions, and I click on in. So it says you wouldn't be able to make a change to your answer after submit. Yes, just like in a normal classroom, after you submit, it's gone. Okay, so I've submitted that. Okay, let's quickly see what the teacher's keys. Let me go back to classwork, grades. And can you answer grade? And it shows that one person has submitted, which is me, okay? And it says yes, which is 1 point. So I give this student 10 over 10, okay? And I said, return the score that I just gave him back. So it says students will be notified and can check any grade you left out. So I say, yes, return the score. So I've graded his assignment and I've returned it now. So done. So now let's go back into the student app and see that, let's see if I get any, showing me that I've received it. So let's close this. Okay, close this. All right. So the next thing says video recording. So I'll open this one and it says view material, okay? So I view material and it says the teacher said that I should watch this class video here. So this is another wonderful thing with the classroom is that the teachers can pre-record videos, okay, like lesson videos, lesson demos, from home, from classroom, from wherever, with a good camera, and then upload these videos online, okay? And then they just post the link on the classroom, and then the students can, at their own free time, access it. So I'll access this video now. And I hope you're seeing that it redirects me to YouTube, which is where the video has been uploaded. Many thanks to Sweet Heaven who, for using their demo video. So it says here, if you follow my cursor, this is an unlisted video. And what that means is that nobody else has access to this video. If I search this video, grade 4 revision 1 on YouTube, it won't show up. Okay, let me just play the video first of all. It says grade 4 math and the name of the teacher is now. And then he just shows him just a normal recording like a classroom. Okay, so it shows the recording and he can actually do a lot of interactions, ask them questions here, and then they will reply within the classroom. Okay, so I finished watching this. So just to show that this video cannot actually come up, let's search grade 4 revision 1 in YouTube. And copy that, and I come to my search engine here. I say, okay, I'll just paste that. Obviously, someone else might have created a video called grade 4 revision 1, but let's see if this particular video comes up. So these are search results. It's showing nothing related to what we just saw, okay? So it will not show the video. So the video is secure. Only the students that have access to that video will watch the video. So someone might be saying, oh, but it's YouTube, you know, like YouTube is free, I can watch anything. But then the video is not listed. So only the students can actually view that video. Okay, so I've finished watching the video. Let's return into the classroom. Okay, so I've watched this. And I can say, I can comment on the video as a student and say, let's see, wow, sir. A great informative video. All right, I'm gonna comment on that video. So it's there, it's commented. So let's go back to classwork because I'm not done. I've finished the first period, second one, the video. And then there's a last thing here, assignment, which says good luck with your assignment. So I'll view assignment. And the awesome thing about this classroom is that if you just begin as a beginner, it actually gives you like a guideline. So it says talk with your teacher. You can actually send them a private comment. And it just gives you like an overview of the things you need to do if you do get stuck, okay? So I say, got it. And then I say, it says here that your work is assigned, and I can write mark as done. So I'll first do the work and I'll say mark as done. All right. So I'll come here to do the work. So let's get this assignment done. So it says, how aware are you? Please answer as honestly as possible. Okay, so it asks the first question. It says, we are currently experiencing a global pandemic. No, I've been living under a rock. And for some of, maybe someone else was living under a rock. It says yes, it says it's a hoax. So I said, yes, actually, I believe we're actually facing a pandemic. Okay. Number two, it says we need to take proactive measures to preserve society. I prefer the Stone Ages, which I don't. No, we don't need to take measures. Society can preserve itself. And yes, we need to take proactive measures. So I say yes. This one is 5 points, so let's be careful with this one. It says teachers can put up videos for students to watch on Classroom. I just show that we can actually do that. So maybe yes, no, show me. Okay, so I've already shown you. So I'll just select yes. Mind you, this answer is wrong. I deliberately selected a wrong answer here. It's actually show me. I selected as the right answer as the teacher. So I just want you to see that it will actually grade it automatically and showing me that this is wrong, okay? And then the last question is the Classroom easy to use? And yes, it is. It grows on you, yeah, it does, but it's actually very easy to use. So here I click submit. So instantly asks me to view score, response submitted and assignment marked as done. So fingers crossed. Okay, I got the first one, great. I got the second one, great. So I said, no, I failed this one. Teachers can put up videos. The correct answer is show me as I said, okay? And then I got this one. So I can receive instant feedback and then I can correct myself if the teacher allows me to correct myself. So then I can come out here, back into my classroom, and I can say, so I didn't even need to click mark as done. It automatically said it has been done. So I can unsubmit because I kept this option here as the teacher. I can also keep the option there as a teacher to make the student submit only once, okay? So I'm just keeping all these things here as the options so we see the full flurry of the options within the classroom, okay? So I've done this. So now we're done with the student side of things. Let's make sure we did everything we need to do. We have one class comment here, which is the comment I posted, okay? So I've finished the whole thing. I have classworks, I'm done with them all. And we check the people's tab and it's only the teacher. My colleague is gone. So now we return into the teacher's view, okay? So let's go back into the beginning. And automatically the teacher here says, oh, someone has commented and said this student said, how sir, great informative video. Very cool. So I come to classworks. Nothing has changed here. People still want students here. Grades. Now it shows that I can now ask the grades. First one was, can you answer a question? And the second one was assignment. So I'll look at this one and it says, this one has been automatically graded. Okay, so it's been graded because it showed the student his grade. So that I won't need to do anything here. So the options were yes, maybe, not sure, no, and he chose yes, which was the right answer. So great, let's go back to questions. This was the question, this is my answer. All right, so let's go back to the other assignments. And it says here that I've submitted this assignment. So let's see the assignment. So I'll click on the forms. Okay, this is my assignment, the assignment I actually created. So turned in, what's his history? I can see that he submitted at 3:38 p.m. Okay, right, and then it's been submitted. Great, and because the assignment was automatically graded, I don't need to mark it. Okay, so it says that it was automatically graded. Okay, so I can give him a score. So let's say because he missed one, I'll give him a 9. Okay, I'll say return this to him. Yes. So I return it to him, and then he receives it there. Okay. So far so good. We've worked through the whole classroom. So as a teacher, I didn't show you how you can actually create all these classworks I already did here. So, okay, let's come back here. So we come to classrooms and we'll see a create here. Okay, so I'll click on create. It gives us options: assignments, quiz assignments, questions, materials, reuse a post. So let's create another quiz assignment. Okay, so it tells me to enter a title. I'll say outro because we're leaving now. Instruction optional. I'll say please answer honestly, and asks me to create, or I can add. If I come to add, it will ask me to link up a link or attach a file from my laptop. So I've not yet created any file, so I can create it automatically here. So I won't use add, I'll use create. So it asks me, is it a document, a slide, a sheet, a drawing, or a form? A document is it's basically a Google document like Microsoft Word. A slide is a slide that Mr. Ahmed is using to deliver the presentation. Sheet is your spreadsheet, which is Excel. Drawings is where if you're actually taking those the kindergarten or those lower level classes, so you can actually draw images and just show them like those little drawings and everything. So we're not doing that. Forms is where it's like a quiz, a question and answer, like the assignments given. So I'll come to forms since it's easier to create. So it automatically redirects me to create a form. So we just edit the title of the form and say outro. So we don't even need to use any additional, maybe Microsoft Word or any other document. Everything can be created on the classroom here, which is great. So the description of the form will be, let's leave the description out. So I'll just say, first question. Note I clicked on the untitled question. So the first question, I'll say, did you enjoy the demo? Question mark. And then the answers, the option, I'll come and click on option 1. Type in the answer, yes. Add option, the one in the gray. Add option. No, I did not enjoy it. Add option. It was okay. And let's add another option saying, what else? Average, right? So yeah, so then I can come here and say, I want to tell it the right answer. So it's multiple choice. Okay, we have options here to choose multiple choice, a checkbox, a drop down, just a lot of options, multiple grid where they can select different answers, not just one. So depending on the application, okay? So I can also duplicate this question if I want to add many questions. So now this is question 1, scroll down question 2, so I can just edit the question and edit the question and the options. So I'll delete this one and I'll so to hold the yes or no and just shuffle it around, okay? So I'll say send. Okay, we don't need to send it out. So we just come back here and it's automatically there, okay? It's automatically created. So up here, we see assign. We can select to assign now. There's a text blocking my view. I think after assign now, there's something that's saying schedule. So I can schedule the time I want it released. Okay, I can move this out of the way. So it says assign, schedule, or save a draft. So if I schedule this, I want it to be released. It's now 2:46. Let's schedule it to be released in 1 minute's time so we all see it released. 2:48, maybe 2:48. It's already 1 minute now. So is today April 1st? No. Today is March 31st. Okay, so schedule 2:47 p.m. March 31st. Oh, because it's already 2:47, so we have to go higher. Oh, let's go for 48. Okay. Schedule. So let's quickly do that so it schedules and it comes up. So I'll quickly return to the Students tab, and we should see it's coming up here as a new assignment. Notice the first thing shown here is 11:26, so it should show the time when once it turns 2:48 here, the student will receive it as a new assignment. So let's wait a minute. So let's move this back so we can see what we're doing. Let's work. So maybe Google has not yet scheduled that. Let's go back to schedule. It's still showing scheduled for 2:48, and it's exactly 2:48. Maybe my timer is a bit slow. But anyway, it will get released at that particular time. Okay. So that's all. We've covered the whole thing from the angle of the parents, the teacher, and then the students also. So in recap, we have the stream where you have the class code. You send this class code to each student, maybe on a WhatsApp group. The student comes in to join the class, and then he joins the class. If you remember, you're using that plus sign here, and then he says join the class, and then he inputs the class code. It brings them into the classroom where you've already pre-recorded and pre-structured the classroom, and then I can go through the entire classroom without hassles. I can. So yeah, you see the last thing has come up. So we just had here. It says Draco posted a new assignment, 2:49. Okay, so it did a minute extra. So I can do that, but I won't do that here. So it shows that the teacher can actually schedule the work weeks in advance, days in advance, without hassle. Okay, and then remember we also had the option to record videos and then post it here via YouTube, right? Which was this one. Okay, I'm sure we'll probably have a lot of questions concerning this demo. So we'll leave spaces for questions and answers after this. And thank you so much for joining the demo. And I'll hand over the screen now to my boss, Mr. Ahmed. If you have any questions, just you can ask using the chat, or afterwards we will open up the audio. So I guess we could ask the questions then. So you could just cue the questions up. Thank you very much. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay, my
Hello, thank you very much, Adibaya. That was intense. I feel I've learned a lot as well, and I've been in the comment section and I've been chatting privately with some people and not so privately with others. This is just an overview, really, of what this system can do, and we just decided to hold this webinar so that a lot of people can see the possibilities that this platform can do. I see in the comment section some people are having, what sort of skills do you need to be able to use this? The thing is, the skills is actually basic. So say you're just a teacher, and that's where Steamledge comes in. We handle the technical bits for you. So we help you set up in your school. We'll set you up fully and we'll handle the technical bit, and then we will show you how you're going to do this one-on-one. So it's going to be very easy for you. We have deployed the schools here in Kano, and they are doing it very fine. I believe schools in Abuja should equally be able to do what schools in Kano are able to do, which is um, which I think is not difficult. So if your school is interested, I will share our contact details at the end of the webinar. Um, or you can search us at Steamledge, or you can go through the School Resource Center, which is or the Ask Me people, and they will help us get in touch with you. And if you want further explanation or further demonstration, you could request one. So basically, I'm just gonna go through some of the slides. Adebayo has really done the hard bit. So um, me going through most of the slides now is just more about what he has discussed. So why the online classroom in terms of the present and the long-term benefits? So we discussed the present benefit earlier, which is to, basically make sure that the students stay in school while we are having this compulsory lockdown. However, on a long-term basis, you as a school, you build your repository of classes from your teachers, because you're going to record every topic, you're going to record every subject, and it's yours, you're going to have it. So, for example, even if a normal school session is going on and a teacher can't come in because he's sick, you don't have to run around to kind of start looking for who can teach that exact lesson. You already have a video of that particular lesson, and you're just going to make sure that someone facilitates a class that the children are going to watch it and then answer the questions that are asked. And it's easy, seamless to follow with assignments. Our students are very tech savvy, so I promise you the usage from their side is not a problem. We have tried it. And the people that are kind of struggling a bit, maybe it's the parents or sometimes the teachers. And that's why Steamledge is here to basically hold your hand to get you to use it, to get very comfortable with all the tools and how you can actually apply them to make your classroom better. The exam preparations, as he showed the multiple choice questions, you can have a lot of repository of questions that you've been prepared, and they're gonna try. If they get it wrong, you can tell them what particular lesson to go back to, and so on and so forth. And then it's going to give an opportunity for your teachers to basically learn the digital skills, because by the time you can fully operate the Google Classroom, you deserve a certificate for it. You teachers are speaking to you directly, because this is what digital skill is. Basically taking what you can do and move it online and teach regardless of situation, regardless of environment. So which means even if we're back to school, you can kind of partly integrate it in some of your classes to make it more interesting and more engaging, for the students. The parents can be in the loop of what's going on in the class, not only what the children tell them. They can just log in and see, okay, these are the assignments that he did, these are the ones that he didn't do. You can track all those. So, looking ahead, making your classroom seamless and future ready. So first of all, evaluation of your school setup and the workflow with your particular needs. So what we realize is every school is different. So we need to talk to your school and realize the needs for your school before we can say, okay, this is how we're going to set it up for you. So we're going to fully set up, we're the ones that will set up the online classroom for you. So it's not your, you don't need to go through all this stress. We set it up completely. We're going to create each class. We're going to create set up for you to be able to record all your classes. We're going to help you queue all those classes. So the teacher doesn't need to do that. He just needs to attend the classes and monitor what's happening and just, be the host of that particular session, more like. And then, we will find a way to be doing continuous training for the teachers to make sure that they find this, very easy and seamless to implement. So there are updates and upgrades on new additional tool on the Google Classrooms, and we will be adding those as they are coming along. And then we have the maintenance of your school online infrastructure while you concentrate on your core responsibilities. So You did not hire your teachers because of their IT prowess. You hired them because of their knowledge in a particular subject. So you allow them to basically concentrate on that particular skill that they have, whilst a company that has a prowess, that has the skills in IT, would come and handle the IT infrastructure for that particular school. Um, so this brings us to the end of the demonstration. So what I'm gonna do is I don't wanna go and unmute everyone because I think it will be a bit rowdy. So please, if we go to the comment section, or if you raise your hand up, if you know how to raise your hand up, if you raise your hand up, I'm gonna see it, and I will go directly and unmute you so that you can speak. Or if you drop a comment in your comment section, say I want to speak, or say something that would make me realize you want to speak, I will unmute you, and then you can speak, and then we can interact. It can be a question, it can be a suggestion, or it can, so we have 10 minutes for that. So anyone who wants to talk can go to the comment section and let me know, because I need to unmute you before I can hear you. So I'm not seeing any hands up yet. Okay, I can see Mr. Faisal's hand is up. I'm trying to find you, Mr. Faisal. Okay, Mr. Faisal, I'm going to unmute you now. So please try to speak loud into your microphone, and if there's background noise, try to get away from it. And then I'll mute mine as well. So Mr. Faisal, I can hear you now.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't have a question. I was just testing out. Hello. Hello, I can't hear you anymore.
Mr. Faisal, please go ahead. I can hear you. I muted myself to hear you. Are you near a TV right now?
Sorry?
If you're near a TV, can you get away from the TV?
Okay.
All right. Please, you can speak. We can hear you all.
No, I thought you just asked us to test out the audio speech. I don't have a question.
Oh, okay. Then I'll meet you back. Please, if anyone has a question, you. Okay, I can see Benedicta. I can see Mo. Okay, I think I've unmuted Benedicta. Please go ahead and speak. We can hear you.
I want to know how soon can this be actually sent to our email addresses, especially the demo, because there were some parts I didn't really get to understand well. And I want to know if everything will be put together in one folder and sent to us so that from the beginning to actually video ourselves and then put it on YouTube and take it out, or what exactly are we doing there? Because I'm totally confused with that YouTube part.
All right. Thank you for your question. I've recorded the whole session so I can share with anybody. In fact, I'll share with all the participants here via email. I have everybody's email address. So you can go through it again. So I think the YouTube part, your video is not done. It's untouchable on YouTube. So the YouTube has two sections. It has the public section and it has the private section. So when we integrate YouTube in the Google Classroom, your videos are going to go on the private section of the YouTube. So it's untouchable. Only the people that have that link can actually see it. So it's only those within the class that can see it. And as soon as, it's not a listed video, it's an unlisted video. So as we said, we're going to handle that part. You are not the one that will do it. So we'll handle the technicalities. We know exactly how to integrate private YouTube. We have the licenses and everything. So you don't have to worry about that. I hope that answers your question. So I'm going to unmute the next person. So that we go around, so that we move fast. So I've unmuted. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Ahmed. I'm Apache.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to find out. So, will you be able to send us the breakdown, costing, and packages also to our email addresses?
Yes.
After this.
Yeah, that's part of the package. I'm going to send everyone that attended the session.
Okay, and then the time frame, because I know people want to know, like almost a step by step, how long it would take, and then what they need to have in place, and then how much it would cost for them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The COVID-19 cost.
Yeah, the
COVID-19
cost.
Yes, considered. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, Steamledge is actually doing this because we're an education and technology company. We're more really interested in seeing students stay in school, even though they would not be in a building that is school. So really, the charges are very fair. They are not really anything that I think any school should be worried about. So we're going to send it to schools by tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, tomorrow later. And if you haven't received it, please don't hesitate to contact me directly.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for your question. So I'm going to unmute the next one. Okay, so I've unmuted Kaka Asadi.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
I want to first appreciate Steamledge for creating this platform so that we can have a better idea of how to deliver our lessons to our kids even while they're at home. My concern right now, just with the demo, it was a bit disrupted because the sound quality wasn't so good. I'm just wondering how it is that we're going to help parents, because I know that's our first point before the kids, just to be sure of, guiding the children with, participating on this platform. So, if I'm having these issues with trying to, at least hear what you're saying, I'm just wondering how it's going to work for us. And this demo, are we also going to have our parents have this as well so that they know how it's going to work? It's different from the Zoom like you usually have when you're having, your calls being made, but this is more like classes going on.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for your question. I think that's the main reason why we opted for the Google Classroom. That's why we didn't go for packages like Zoom and WebEx, because they are live classes. Because we know, like the teacher might not connect to the students properly because of internet and so on and so forth. That's why we go for pre-recorded sessions. So for each school, we're going to set up a station. The station has a microphone and everything and a HD webcam. So the teacher is going to pre-record his class before the class, and we're going to queue it up. And then we're going to queue it up for that particular class. So the class is not live, but the teacher will be there to interact with the students as the pre-recorded session is going on. So beforehand, we know the video is really clear, the sound quality is up to standard, and everything deliverable within that particular video set is actually good to go. Whilst during the particular session, the teacher is going to interact and stop the video when he feels like and ask them questions, or he allows them to finish watching the video and then interact with them as a class on the Google Classroom forum. So that's the approach we're taking, and it has worked it has worked so far in the school that we have demoed it.
Okay.
I hope that answers the question. And then
Okay.
parents too can be given, the step-by-step guide. So we're gonna have a guide that we can just give them to look. But the good thing about this is most of the students, even if they don't understand tech very well, once they start using these gadgets, they just, I don't know, they just, something switches on in their brain that just makes them download all the knowledge and really use it. So the most part is for the teachers to really get it and for the parents to understand it as well.
Yeah, my concern is really for the parents to understand, especially with the younger years. They are not the ones who would be able to get on with this so easily. The older kids can, but the younger ones need that assistance. And if you don't have someone who is that tech savvy, then there'll be issues arising and a lot of people calling in.
Yeah, true. And that's why we'll be there for the back support. And for the younger classes, we opt for more and more of videos that they'll watch rather than the interaction per se. So they'll watch a lot of the videos, and the teacher will try as much as possible to interact and anticipate what his class is. He knows the type of learners that he has in his class. He knows he has some kinesthetic learners. He knows he has some visual learners. He's going to combine all those learning styles and within the video, and he knows some certain things because these are his students anyway that he normally takes. So he will do the class tailored to his particular students. So for the lower class, we encourage more of the videos so that they don't have to learn per se how to really interact with the platform within a short period of time. So they get to watch the videos, and the only thing is for them to try to answer the questions afterwards. So that's the part that the parents need to understand, and I think it's really straightforward. If this is kid, it's probably multiple choice to just make sure they, to some extent, comprehended what they've watched. I just had an internet disruption as we were talking about internet disruption. So I'll just repeat what I said last time. Is for the younger classes, we really opt them more to watch more of the video content rather than the interaction on the platform per se. So I think I'll move on to the next one so that we get as many questions answered as possible. And if I haven't answered some at the end of the session, we can chat and or we can have private conversation. I'll drop my contact. So I think I would okay, so I have unmuted Sabra. Can you come in?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry if you addressed this already, but I joined quite late. First question I wanted to find out is how we can contact you. And the second one was how will we train our teachers on how to go about it?
So the first one for the contact us, I'm going to share the contact at the end of this session. The name of the company is Steamledge. For my slide, I think, let me go back. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so that's the contact us page. I've left it on there now. So I'm trying to get the contact from there. And then for the training of the teachers, Steamledge works with the schools to actually help set up the whole system from start to finish. And part of the process is getting the teachers to understand how to use it. And then trying to give manuals to be passed across to parents so that they can understand how they can help the students or their children use the platform as well. So if you contact us, we can discuss further on how we can on how we can help you set up and train your teachers on how to use the platform.
Okay, thank you.
All right, okay, thank you. So I'm gonna mute you back now, and I'm gonna unmute someone. Sorry, I need to see who I haven't. Okay, so I've unmuted Abdullah Hifozia. Can you come in?
Okay. Hello everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Please, I have like two questions. One is, I'm wondering if a teacher can decide to use the Google Classroom separately without the school having the handle. And if that is possible, what does it take to do that?
Okay, let me understand your question. So basically, assuming you want to set up the Google Classroom for your students without the school involved.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what
you need. Okay. You know, the Google Classroom is just a learning platform that anybody could go and hold a session. So if you think you have a class that you want to hold, it's something that we can actually help you as well. But in this kind of scenario, it's best if you speak with your school so that it can be uniform. But in the cases you can, because I think we've had a case like that. There's a particular teacher that wanted to set up for some of the students, and I think it was a public-private school like that, and they couldn't implement it, and we helped them set up. But we still talked to the school, and they gave us permission to do that because sometimes, especially in some cases, you know, the parents need to be in on it. They need to understand. They need to give internet access to the children, especially if they're the younger ones. So, you know, hearing it from the school always helps as well. But you know, we can discuss further offline if you want.
Okay, I understand.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think I think I've answered everyone's question right now. If I haven't answered yours, please come to the comment section. Let me see. And then please on the screen now. Shit. Oh, sorry, I went off again. Sorry, I went off again for a minute. So I think I've answered all the questions now. And then there's a contact us page. So please, if you can jot down, I can read out the contact us page again. So the number that you can contact for further inquiries is 0810-638-1242. It's on the screen right now. So you can copy it out. There are two other numbers, 081-74-993803. We have 080-311-4391. And or you can send us an email on enquiries@steamledge.com. And or well, our offices are closed all through, so you can't visit us. So you have to contact us. But we have an office in Abuja, in Niger State, Mina, and in Kano State. So if you send this email, I would be able to see it and I'll reply you. Or if you call any of the numbers, someone is trying to attend to you. Or if you have forgotten all this information, please refer back to ask me. They can help you link us up, and or you can check our website www.steamledge.com. So this brings us to the end of the session. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I would be on WhatsApp and email to be able to answer questions. So as promised, by tomorrow, we're going to send the breakdown of what it will take for you to get the online classroom installed in your school. So everyone will get a copy, and then we can continue discussing from there. So thank you very much for your time. If there's no okay, so please, if you have any questions, the time is now. If not, we will end the session. Or you can put something in the chat session. Okay, I can see somebody writing. Okay. All right. So the comments. Okay. So the numbers are in the chat session as well. So we have the email steamledge.com. So please share with other schools, and I'll be happy to do this session again if we have a lot of interest. So if you speak to other schools and they are willing to do so, we can even shorten the session to be like 20-30 minutes so that we can demo it to a particular school. So please, they can contact us and we can just do this whole process all over again. So thank you very much, everyone. It's been fantastic. So stay safe, stay corona-free, and enjoy your home. I think my baby is up. I want to go attend to her. Have a nice day.